For decades, the war on cancer felt like a scorched earth campaign, treatments that killed the disease, but often devastated the patient in the process. But what if we could stop the carpet bombing and start using smart missiles? We are entering a new era of oncology where the goal isn't just to survive, but to thrive during treatment. Traditional treatments like chemotherapy and radiation are often described as blunt instruments. They target rapidly dividing cells, which includes cancer, but also your hair, your gut, and your immune system. Smarter, kinder treatment is the new mantra in cancer research. This philosophy focuses on precision medicine, therapies designed to attack the specific genetic signature of a tumor while leaving healthy tissue untouched. From teaching your own immune system to recognize stealthy cancer cells to detecting tumors through a simple blood draw, the landscape of healing is changing.
Welcome to Health 600's Noble Science in 600 seconds. Your life-changing 10 minutes. Let's go!
Chapter 1: Beyond the Carpet Bombing Era. The history of cancer treatment has long been defined by a brutal trade-off. To kill the tumor, the patient must endure systemic toxicity. Traditional chemotherapy works by attacking any cell that divides quickly. While effective against aggressive tumors, this approach creates a wake of collateral damage, leading to the well-known side effects of nausea, hair loss, and extreme fatigue. However, we are currently witnessing a seismic shift in how oncologists approach the disease. Smarter treatment means moving away from this one-size-fits-all model. Researchers are now decoding the specific molecular drivers of individual cancers. By understanding that two people with lung cancer may actually have two completely different genetic mutations, doctors can move away from broad-spectrum toxins. This transition marks the end of the carpet bombing era and the beginning of surgical strike medicine. This evolution isn't just about efficacy. It's about preserving the patient's quality of life, ensuring that the cure is no longer as terrifying as the diagnosis itself. Chapter 2: The Rise of Immunotherapy, Training Your Own Army. One of the most revolutionary, kinder treatments is immunotherapy. For years, cancer's greatest strength was its ability to hide in plain sight. Cancer cells have a way of putting the immune system to sleep, using molecular checkpoints to tell your T cells, "Nothing to see here." Modern immunotherapy changes the game by waking up your internal defenses. Instead of injecting the body with foreign chemicals, doctors use checkpoint inhibitors to unmask the cancer, allowing your own immune system to recognize and destroy it. Even more advanced is CAR T-cell therapy, where a patient's own T cells are harvested, genetically engineered in a lab to become super soldiers, and then infused back into the body. This is the definition of smarter treatment. It is a living drug that evolves with the body. Because immunotherapy utilizes the body's natural biological systems, it often avoids the systemic devastation of chemo. While it has its own set of side effects, they are fundamentally different, often involving inflammatory responses rather than the cellular destruction seen in traditional methods. By turning the patient's own biology into the treatment, we are creating a world where the body heals itself from within, guided by the most sophisticated mapping technology humanity has ever created. This isn't just a new drug, it's a new philosophy of healing. Chapter 3: Targeted Therapy, the Precision Sniper. If chemotherapy is a grenade, targeted therapy is a sniper's bullet. This field of research focuses on the specific proteins and genes that tell a cancer cell to grow and divide. By identifying these on switches, scientists have developed drugs that can literally flip the switch to off. For example, if a patient has a specific mutation like the HER2 protein in breast cancer or the BRAF mutation in melanoma, they can receive a drug designed specifically to bind to those markers. This precision is what makes the treatment smarter. Because these drugs are designed to target only the abnormalities found in cancer cells, they largely ignore healthy cells. This results in significantly fewer side effects and a much higher hit rate. In many cases, these treatments are as simple as taking a pill at home, rather than spending hours in an infusion chair. We are moving toward a future where a cancer diagnosis leads first to a genetic sequencer, not a chemotherapy ward. By mapping the driver mutations, we can predict which drugs will work before the patient ever takes a dose. This saves precious time and spares the patient from the trial and error approach that has characterized oncology for the last 50 years. Chapter 4: Liquid Biopsies and Early Detection, Stopping the Storm Before It Starts. Perhaps the kindest thing we can do for a patient is catch cancer before it becomes a crisis. Traditionally, diagnosing cancer required invasive tissue biopsies, often involving large needles or surgery, followed by intense monitoring through radiation-heavy CT scans. But a new breakthrough called liquid biopsies is changing everything. Every tumor sheds tiny fragments of DNA into the bloodstream, known as circulating tumor DNA, ctDNA. Researchers can now detect these fragments through a simple blood draw, long before a tumor is even visible on an X-ray. This technology is a dual threat in the fight against cancer. First, it allows for incredibly early detection, often in the earliest stages when the cancer is most curable with minimal intervention. Second, it allows doctors to monitor how a patient is responding to treatment in real time. Instead of waiting 3 months for a scan to see if a tumor has shrunk, a liquid biopsy can show within days if the cancer DNA in the blood is decreasing. This allows for adaptive treatment, where doctors can pivot away from a failing drug immediately, sparing the patient months of unnecessary side effects. Furthermore, AI is now being integrated into this process. Machine learning algorithms can scan thousands of blood samples to identify patterns that human eyes might miss, predicting which patients are likely to relapse. By using data to stay one step ahead of the disease, we reduce the need for aggressive rescue therapies later on. This proactive approach is the pinnacle of kinder care, avoiding the trauma of late-stage disease by intervening when the storm is still just a small cloud on the horizon. The goal is to turn cancer into a manageable chronic condition, rather than a terminal one, through the power of constant, non-invasive surveillance. Chapter 5: The Future is Personal, A New Standard of Care. We are standing on the threshold of a new era where cancer is no longer a singular, terrifying word, but a manageable set of biological puzzles. The shift towards smarter, kinder treatments represents more than just scientific progress. It represents a shift in empathy. We are finally acknowledging that the person is just as important as the pathology. As we refine our ability to use the immune system, target specific mutations, and detect disease via blood samples, the scorched earth approach will eventually become a relic of medical history. The future of oncology is personalized, precise, and profoundly more human. It is a future where we don't just add years to life, but life to years. By continuing to fund and support this research, we are ensuring that the next generation of patients will face a diagnosis with hope, armed with tools that are as gentle as they are powerful. The journey is long, but the path is getting brighter. Don't just watch, take action right now. I have already shortlisted the exact products and tools you need to secure your results. Scan the video description below to get your protocol hardware today.
This is Health 600s, and I'll see you in the next 600 seconds.